right, an angry split blew open today between Ontario and the federal government over trade talks with Donald Trump. Prime Minister Mark Carney was under attack from Premier Doug Ford, who says the Prime Minister doesn't have anything to show for his talks with the U.S. president. Instead, he says Ontario's critical auto industry is in danger. Al Sweeney's in studio with us with the latest on this, Al.
Matt, all of this came out as the Premier defended his Ronald Reagan television ad that got Trump so angry. He says Canada can either take Carney's approach of talk, 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 or it can fight to protect Canadian jobs. Premier Doug Ford says he's going to keep up his fight against Donald Trump, whether the Prime Minister agrees or not.
I'm never going to take a back seat to President Trump.
It was Ford's Ronald Reagan TV ads running during the World Series that got Donald Trump's attention.
But over the long run, such trade barriers hurt every American worker and consumer,
leading Trump to call off trade talks with Canada. Ford maintains the ads were a huge success, getting Ontario hundreds of millions of dollars worth of airtime around the world.
It was the most successful ad in the history of North America. Not just here, we had over 1 billion impressions, meaning 1 billion views.
And he says the ads worked.
You know why President Trump's so upset right now? Because it was effective. It was working. It woke up the whole country.
Ford went on to say the Prime Minister's negotiations with the U.S. haven't come up with any deals, and accused the Prime Minister of abandoning Ontario's auto industry.
We've been waiting for this deal month after month after month after month. We've been waiting for this deal.
Will come to order.
But this deal has nothing to do with protecting auto workers. That's right. We're here to protect the auto workers.
The Prime Minister, on a visit to Southeast Asia, says he's keeping his cool over Ford's attacks, but says talks with the U.S. were making progress until the ads appeared.
Up until the point of those ads running.
Ford maintains Carney saw the ads before they were released and says Trump is just using them as an excuse to cut off negotiations.
If it wasn't the ad, he'd look out the door or the window, President Trump, and say, oh, the leaves have turned color. Let's stop.
For his part, Trump was taking his latest shot at Canada today.
Canada has been ripping us off for a long time. One of the most difficult countries to deal with has been Canada. As much as I love Canada itself and the people of Canada, they've just had a lot of bad representatives.
While Ford says Carney's negotiations are doing nothing for Ontario's $46 billion auto industry, which lost more than 4,000 jobs in Brampton and Ingersoll in the past 2 weeks.
My job is to protect jobs here in Ontario. There's no mention whatsoever of auto. I feel like it slipped to the side. I'm going to fight for the auto workers, the steel workers, the manufacturing and life science sector.
So Premier Ford's office said this afternoon they were initially aiming at about 1 billion people seeing the Reagan TV ad. In fact, they say the ads have now actually been reached about 11.4 billion people. The Premier is making the rounds of American television networks again to make his case against tariffs, while the Prime Minister says he's available to talk to Trump anytime the American president wants. Political analyst Keith Leslie will join us later in the show with his take on this dispute between Ontario and Ottawa.